Do you believe you can represent the black community and you can have a white partner?
The most important thing is you have to be open-minded, because when you're mixing cultures, you're mixing a lot of things that come to race, identity.
I grew up in Britain. So, your neighbour's Asian on the left, your neighbour's white on the right. So I grew up in a multicultural society, community.
Culturally, people pick what they want out of their culture.
Your relationship can be a representation of you educating and creating a link or bridge of communication with another culture or another race.
Guys, listen, you might see me and Dinalva, we look a little bit different than normal, I'm saying. And the reason why we have a special episode today, joined by a lovely set of guests today.
We got Chyna, Wagwan, Jeds. I'm in the building. Dinalva, what's good?
Energy like that.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, we're here. And on the right
Yes,
side
what's
of me.
going on? You got Kwame Badu here, man. We're not here for foolishness. What's going on?
Yay!
All right. So today we're going to be speaking about culture versus love.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, me being a product of interracial and not intercultural love.
She's a lighty, basically.
Okay, cool. Yeah, long story short. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have a little special conversation with somebody that wants to tell us how culture has affected the love. I don't know what going on. So we have an anonymous caller waiting on the line.
And we're going to be speaking about the pros and cons of interracial relationships, okay? Mm-hmm. And with that being said, live caller, are you there?
I'm here.
Hello. So, talk to us. What's up?
I just wanted to ask, why is dating out of my race such an issue when there are so many shades and colours in the world?
Thank you, caller. So, let's take it to the floor. Kwame, sir, tell me, what do you think about what that caller told us?
Yeah, I think that there are obvious issues that come between cultures that affect many races, but I believe that your culture is your identity. How you eat, sleep, dress, date, music you listen to, everything, religious beliefs. So, these are going to be natural barriers that come between people that are dating. But I actually think it's a positive thing. It's good, let me learn about you. Let me learn about your culture. Let me see what that's about. But it requires a certain level of open-mindedness,
yes,
which isn't always prevalent. So that's the issue. But I think if you can get past that, I think you have a fantastic relationship.
Jedi, same question to you.
It's good to mix up cultures. It's good to learn from each other's cultures, and then maybe your culture can even evolve. There's an issue though when you're dating people that don't have the same level of culture as you, and I would say this, on my journeys, I feel like the British culture is very ambiguous, and it's like a amalgamation of everyone else's culture. So if you get with someone with a British culture, you might not be getting so much from their side of things, but then that's a good thing, because lots of British people in interracial relationships, they want to learn about the other person's culture. Do you know what I mean? Like, I got an uncle he's got his missus, and they just come back from Nigeria, and she loves wearing the clothes. She's an English woman, white English woman. She likes wearing the clothes, eating the food, telling the stories, and enjoying the music. So she's getting something from that. He ain't really getting nothing, you know what I mean, from that side. Bangers and mash, shepherd's pie.
And Dinalva, with you being a product of a interracial relationship,
okay, caller, listen. They all said the right things. The most important thing is you have to be open-minded, because when you're mixing cultures, you're mixing a lot of things that come to race, identity, values, morals, traditions, and so on. So there's no problem with it as long as people are willing to adapt, open their minds, and learn and get stuck in, because it's fun.
I think, thank you for that, Dinalva. I think we need to be careful between generally wanting a relationship with somebody and fetishizing them. See, there's a big difference. Okay,
that's
so
true,
sometimes, when we talk about different flavors and different exotic and stuff, essentially, what are you saying? It comes more like you don't necessarily want that person for their culture, what they believe in, just want the person for how they look. So for a lot of times, you might hear that people say, I want a mixed race baby. I've heard that thing quite common before. I want a black baby, but when that happens, what happens to the child? It grows up in
without their hair done. So
yeah. So caller, thank you very much for that. All I want to say to you is, I believe people should be free to date who they want, but whenever you do, just be aware of all the things that come with it. Okay.
Thank you for calling in.
Big up, sir.
Bye.
So guys, I want to get straight into it. Cool. Interracial relationships, right? How do we navigate them? And the risk of interracial and intercultural relationships. Have you had an interracial relationship?
I have had multiple interracial relationships, or whatever you want to call
Okay.
them.
You're playing
Where are you from?
With I'm from Nigeria, so I've been with women from around the world.
Okay, so give me the give me
Snowbody's
3
season.
examples
on you.
of the mixes. So Nigerian and what? What other cultural mix did you do?
There's
Nigerian
too many to name. Give us a top
Have
three.
you been with a British girl?
Now forget that. I want to
Have
talk
you been
about
with a
the
Spanish girl? And have you been with a Nigerian? So same culture, Hispanic and British. Okay, that's a nice foundation.
Yeah,
what was that like? And main differences and struggles.
I think it's down to the individual and their eagerness or their exposure to the world. So if they're a worldly person, they probably know certain things about your own country that you don't know and whatever.
True.
It really comes down to, can I enjoy your food? Do you know what
Yes.
I mean? Has the texture of your pum changed because you're from this place or that place?
wait, explain that texture.
I'm just saying, innit? Is this going to affect our compatibility in the bedroom?
What do you mean? Do women across?
Is it different?
So different women have different. Explain. You need to know.
From my
You seem like a seasoned
experience-
brother.
No, I'm not seasoned. Don't do that. From my experience, it really does come down to the individual. So I would say that no, you coming from that place or that place is not going to make the difference. But your energy, people want to be with a Latino chick. They want to get that
I see
Latino
what you
energy.
mean.
People want to get
What's Latino energy?
The rhythm comes within the body.
Some passion, some rhythm, some
Fire,
whatever,
spice.
some fire, whatever.
Ay papi and that.
There's some people that just
Ay papi.
you might want to. They might express themselves in their
In a different
cultural
way. I hear
ways.
what you're saying.
Some people are very reserved. Their culture is to be reserved, so that might
Yes.
impact you in the bedroom, in positive or negative, depending on what you like. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
you're
there's lots of
making
factors.
one very important point that people don't really think about.
Well, there's lots of factors, man. There's lots of factors.
That's true.
What you saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think. I'm currently in a relationship with a lady who's half Sri Lankan, half Jamaican.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
quite
so-
cool.
Isn't that like coolie? But
If you like, some people call it. I don't know if it's.
I don't think you're allowed to say
politically
that, though,
correct.
man.
I was about to say, someone said that to me that was wrong, but then someone else said to me that.
Why is that bad? It sounds cute.
don't like
as
to-
well.
Do you know the thing?
It's
I
not-
think.
You know what it is? I heard I don't know personally, but I heard that pretty much from over Caribbeans over here. But I heard back there is disrespectful. But that's what I used to hear when growing up in school. Now,
Do you know what? With all these political correct terms, a lot of the times I can understand the context you're coming from. So for me, it doesn't. But yeah, I think generally some people might hear it and go, if buts or maybes. But yeah, she's got a nice mix. It's interesting there, because she's got the Asian culture, Jamaican culture, which is great. And I think even going back historically, that's all theirs. But it's nice. But I love it. I personally have an affiliation with Jamaica. I just love it. When I was about 8 years old, I went to a private school that was run by Jamaicans. Shout out to John Loughborough School
sick.
in Tottenhm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Run by
so-
John Loughborough,
Jamaican.
John Loughborough,
was it? Okay.
Yeah, so the head teachers, the teachers, the students. I think there was about 3 Africans in there. Me, Sechi, Babatunde, and Alex.
There's always a Babatunde. A man like
Always.
Alex. Nah, I
Yeah.
can tell you, Alex's
Good
name
guy.
was not Alex.
Of course not.
He had a Ghanaian name. He's
cool.
yeah, he's actually half Ghanaian, half Nigerian. But yeah, so it was from early days there. I had to learn about the culture, the
But
speaking, and all of that. So it drew me to it.
I'll give you green flags because your girl already by foundation, she's already open-minded culturally because
Yeah,
she comes
'cause
from
she's-
two.
yeah, she's
so it's
biracial,
much
so-
easier because obviously you're African and none of her cultures are actually African. So if you guys are making it work, might be because of both
Well,
having
you know
adaptability.
the interesting thing, like Jedi mentioned earlier, I grew up in Britain. So I had a lot of that British culture, and I'm from East London. So, your neighbour's Asian on the left, your neighbour's white on the right, you hang out with some black kids, and it's not your African, West Indian, Caribbean, whatever, it's
Yeah.
just black. So I grew up in a multicultural society, community, do you know? So for me, it was always minor. But yeah, shout out to...
I think the UK's relationship with interracial relationships and it's different from, like, for example, America, isn't it? Like obviously
it's different from.
Yeah.
I was going to say that
and other parts of the world, but
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like America, like
Do you think we have a stronger identity of our culture in
He's a bit
England
trickier,
or
I
America?
think.
no, they have a strong identity of the culture due to all of the race things.
Yeah,
that
they're
currently
less
have.
integrated.
Yeah, they're less integrated. Although.
But I find a lot of the black men over there, I'm not sure about the women, but a lot of them, they don't know about their African heritage.
That's
for
what
example.
it is.
So their
But
identity is
no,
more
but I mean,
American.
like, when you look at America, and in terms of race, the issue of race is very prevalent in America. Like, they're still going through lots of problems. Like, each state, you can go to certain states in America, it's like 100 years
It's
ago,
still
okay,
like,
yeah? The America that they sell to us on TV
It's not
and
real.
it's not in the music videos, that's not the real America. That's not what really represents. America's pretty much just stuck in wherever it's stuck into. So a lot of times is like, we haven't had all the issues with we have issues with race in this country, don't ever get it twisted, we do, but America's issues with race are very more to the forefront, and in actual fact,
It's more subtle in the UK.
Yeah,
well,
I do with Black Americans on a daily basis on my shows, and that I've got quite a American kind of foundation, and yeah, any subject comes up, it's race first, race first.
That's
and
the full thing.
yeah,
That culture is racist. It's not necessarily just that.
and all of them are doing it. That's the black, the white, they're all doing this race first thing. It's just racially charged over
see,
there.
but when I think about race, like, I think, like I said, you can love whoever you want to love, like, that's like consensually, that's cool, but it comes down to culture, and this is when we talk
That's
about
it.
yeah, so you can love whoever you want, but do you have the same believe in the same thing? So even something as simple as religion, this one here, it does.
It's a serious thing.
You could have the same color from the same country, different religion, and it's going to create a problem.
issue.
Yes.
So technically, that's two cultural differences. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying to you, and then that can create in itself. I think just finding someone attractive. I think women of all races are attractive. Like, you can go to any place in the world and find a beautiful woman. Okay. All right, so it's not like saying there's anywhere in the world there's beautiful women. Go look at Miss World. So I'm saying to you, it's beautiful women. But out of all those beautiful women from across the world, how many of them could align with you to raise your children in you know what I mean, in a tradition?
Because it informs everything about you. Like, culture is a huge part of your identity. It informs your values, your traditions, how you think you're going to bring your children up, because culture says certain things. Even what you expect of your partner. And this is something that obviously I'm going to eventually get to, because culture means your husband needs to have this, that. We're going to do dowry. We're going to do this formal greeting of the family. The husband needs to be able to be educated. He needs to come from a good family. There's structure, there's things, but in different culture, I think the demands are different. And I think sometimes people go into it thinking, okay, I fit the standards of my culture. They're going to another culture, and he's like, yo, like, I'm a Prince Charming. You treat me like I'm a peasant.
There's different levels though. Because you can find someone, for example, you're talking about religion, could be someone who's a Jehovah's Witness, doesn't necessarily mean her man's JW. A woman's Muslim or is from Islamic beliefs doesn't necessarily mean.
On the face of it, when you look at two black people, you know, they look like two black people. But if one person is African, let me be specific. One person comes from Nigeria and one person comes from Jamaica. These are two completely different people.
Despite being of same race.
No, same color from 100 meters away. They both, they're both black, right?
Perfect. But black love.
They're gonna discriminate against you the same.
Yeah.
Why are they completely different?
Because of cultural differences.
Yes.
This is what I'm trying to say to you, yeah?
Foundation.
So wait, hold on a second, right? Like, one of the things you have a problem being an African man, a lot of times they'll say, oh, African men want this, they want a woman to cook and do this. A lot of these things that, I'm not saying Jamaican men don't do, but culturally, you know, what have you been taught by as an African woman to serve in the home, to do certain things, yeah? Like, my sisters have done this all the time. They've never ever been a problem. But, you know, you might deal with another woman, Caribbean woman, Jamaican woman, and say, "Come, I'm not serving you." And I'm not saying other Jamaican women don't serve their men. But if it's not been instilled to you from younger that you need to serve your brother,
but isn't that more parenting rather than culture?
It's culture.
Because the thing is,
I think it'd be more parenting.
No, it's culture, bro.
Do you know what? A lot of Jamaicans have. They do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. for that's what I'm saying. We can't generalize on whole culture because there's a few people that say, "Man, I cook for no man," and because generally, being like a Jamaican connoisseur myself, I've spent a lot of time with Jamaican women, and I can assure you that some of them have got it installed in them
big time
to be like that. I just think
grandma, mum, and them.
Just like even within Nigeria, we're gonna have a couple strands that go this way and that way. So culturally, people pick what they want out of their culture. They cherry pick the bits that they want to use. So culture's wide.
So are you saying? Are you saying it's a common thing for Jamaican women to serve their brother, to serve the people that come into the house?
Are you coming for
no, because
yes, it is.
Okay,
I agree.
Do you know what it is?
Okay,
I think I know what you're trying to get to.
If that is it, then that's not what has been pushed. That's not what I've seen. So with this going out, I want all the Jamaican women to be like, "Yo, we bring rice, we bring food, we bring the slippers."
Do you know what's funny though? What you're saying there goes to show the very issue. Do you see what I mean? Because based on our own experiences and who we buckle with and meet and that, you get your experience of, I could have a totally different experience from Jamaican women, but I've been married to a Jamaican woman, I'm in a relationship now.
But you know what it is.
So it depends on what subsection
it
of
does
that.
not. I stand with Chyna, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because it comes down to your cultural expression. So the way that you express yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you compose yourself also comes down to culture. Okay, and I believe that there are certain cultures that will definitely have a clash. For example, and it's not to say that it's going to be a failure, but it's likely to clash. Like, for example, it'd be very difficult to imagine a Chinese person having Nigerians coming to their home culturally. Do you know? Because
why?
Because one culture is extremely reserved and the other culture is extremely extroverted. So
we both eat madness and we both eat with our hands.
But the whole point,
we good.
Wait, the whole point is not
man.
that. Culture goes beyond what you
kitchen.
eat. No, culture goes beyond what you eat. Like, for example,
but even you saying Nigerian, Dinalva, that's a part of Nigeria. That could be Yorubas.
No, I know.
But Igbos might be more reserved.
But in general, because
everything
I'm talking about is in general, and in general is what you see to be the majority of what you experience. Stereotypes are not actually a lie; they're quite close to the truth in many ways, right?
I love stereotypes.
Wait.
I love stereotypes. I love them.
Let me land that beg, because this is
You're
the thing.
throwing strong statements.
Listen,
I don't want you to land the plane.
And I'll tell you why.
Very
strong now.
I will tell you why. Listen, you guys are laughing, but this is the thing. I observe this because I step on different sides of cultures and of races all the time, so that I can observe how certain idiocracies are actually a real thing, right? Let me tell you something. When you are part of a certain culture, even the way that you speak and the way that you present yourself says a lot about you. People attach those things to a meaning of status, a meaning of, like, you know, what your class is, education and things like this. So certain cultures, it's okay for you to sit down and have a conversation and be loud and be expressive and be so this. For other cultures, that will look like you're bush, like you're moving nuts. You need to sit down and be composed. So when you are not aware of the things that this is actually true and there's clashes, even within African nations like Angolans and Nigerians sometimes have a lot of clashes. I know that probably Angolans and Ghanaians sometimes could have some clashes.
But then the person's ignorant, because you have to know.
It's the truth.
No, but check this out. I'm Chinese. I know you're Nigerian. I know it's hard to tell looking at me, but I'm Chinese.
The original Chinese.
Original Chinese. You see it there?
Yeah.
Okay, now. So I now meet you and I know you're from, say, Nigeria or Ghana. I'm Ghanaian. So let's say you're from Ghana. I need to be open-minded to know, right, there's cultural differences.
Yes.
So if I bring you around my family and we're all chatting and we're all very quiet and you're speaking up as you do, and that's seen in a negative light, then that's ignorance on our part.
Yeah, because you know that's how they say.
Okay,
right.
So, but then imagine this. Now, as part of my culture, and this is why something that I have to say is cultural. As part of my culture, my family needs to be able to approve of this person.
Yeah.
And that means that my cultural standards and expectations of somebody need to be compatible with also the fact that my cultural standard is my family has to approve you regardless.
So are you then quietening their characteristic to please the family, or are you letting them be themselves and let them make their choice? Because they could turn around and say to you, D, we don't really like him.
I'll tell you what I'm doing.
And you can say,
being selective.
Can I ask you guys a question?
I don't just take anybody.
Like, seeing as how we're all black here, you know what I mean, we're talking about interracial. Let's just speak to black and white, and let's keep it easy.
Let's keep it easy.
Do you believe you can represent the black community, be a community leader, and you can have a white partner?
Yes.
Do you think you can also you can speak?
Do you
you
know
can
why?
speak black and sleep white?
I'll tell you
Tell me why.
Because your relationship can be a representation of you educating and creating a link or bridge of communication with another culture or another race. But you have to do it well. You cannot be somebody that's going to bring another an alien to your community, and then they're not willing to try.
Let me hear that. Go on.
Interesting.
I just feel like nobody ever asks Huey Newton or Malcolm X or Bob Marley.
They're dead, bro.
No, yeah, but no one answers. But no
though.
one questions these people as in how black they are, how they're repping black. No one questions them.
And they're
mixed race. End of story.
So you mean like Bob Marley being or having a white father, but
Yeah.
being such a representation?
White
for
father, white partner, mixed race
so then
children.
that then justifies Dinalva's answer then that where you come from or who you're affiliated with in relation doesn't define you.
Generally,
in
I
your
think
blackness.
the truth is the way that we treat celebrity is from you're talented or you're famous, you can get away with anything. I think
Yeah.
they judge different people by different measuring sticks. Unfortunately, it should be like that. If you're black, if you've fallen under this political title, black, and you look in the mirror and you see someone that is black, whoever you sleep with or have in your bed it's not going to change what you see.
Do you know
in the
why
mirror.
that is, bro? I'll tell you why, Jedi. Because when you're famous, like properly famous, I think you've been given the platform to show your true nature. So it's like if I walk onto the bus and I go upstairs and I go to the back of the bus and I see a brother, dreads, and I see him with a white lady, I'm not going to give time. What has he got to show me to explain his blackness? So I'll just see him and make a judgment call. Even if he tries to say something, I'll probably have stereotyped him. Whereas the famous people, Bob Marley's got albums and Malcolm X got speeches.
Ooh, sorry to cut you off. This is something that I just wanted to throw into the table. Race, right? The fact that do you think that it's a real big problem, that the fact that potentially the other person, for example, we're talking about white and black, the experience of you living in a white world because you being a white person and being in a black world, do you think that's also a problem? Because, black men dating white women may just be, as a white woman, you really have a very alien understanding of what it means to be a black man.
Could that be a problem?
Yeah, is that a problem?
Depends for who. I think if the two people love each other and they're happy-go-lucky in it, then do your thing. But you have to be aware of what you're going to face, and then there needs to be an understanding of that. You could be, that black man could be with a white woman that has studied the culture within its depths, knows more than they do.
Well, she could study the culture, but she still wouldn't have as much validity within the culture as a black woman.
She doesn't have to.
Maybe she don't need. Yeah, she don't need to be validated.
She just needs to understand, really.
It says when you talk to that brother,
that's the
he knows.
issue when you're trying to raise other people up to
because
to
a
substitute you're with a white woman. Enjoy your white woman.
But how can a white woman raise a black child? It's impossible.
But then the dad's
But the child's
Well, I'll tell you something.
there.
It is possible. I exist, brother.
Okay, so let's talk about all the dads that are not there and the child is being raised in the home, the one who's talking about who the mum doesn't know how to do their hair, okay?
But then the issue there isn't culture. The issue there is
the absent father.
The issue is the absent father.
Okay, but then
the father doesn't know how to braid hair.
No. But then, okay, if we speak about
Jedi, come and sit next to me.
I don't know what they're dealing with.
I don't know what they're dealing with.
If we speak about the absent father, then we'll say women break up the relationship 70% of the
Oh,
time.
here we go. Why
Because we can't.
Is this a script?
How long did it take?
No, because whenever we speak about absent fathers, if women break up the relationship 70% of the time, they're choosing to break up the home. So that's all I'm saying. Anyway,
Okay, so
don't get him
black
started.
Woman that broke up with a white man, and the black woman is raising. She's Jamaican. The youth is half Jamaican, half English, and then she's raising him up. That's cool.
the youth is still black. The child is not white.
Okay, but obviously this is the privilege of, because it's black, it has to be
No,
mine.
nothing.
So
When the child belongs to both.
First and
really.
foremost, yeah.
Go on.
Bob Marley is not black.
I know it's not. Obama's not black.
Obama's not black.
I know.
Right? These people are mixed heritage.
Yeah.
And if you have respect for them, you will acknowledge all the contributing factors that created them. We're not just going to highlight the one that strokes your ego and say, "Oh, he's black."
It's not ego.
No, but it is us
I don't want
collectively.
him.
That's what we do.
But can I say something?
We
When
do
someone
do
says
it.
to me, "Oh, you
No,
know what?
you're right,
I'm
still.
half black. I'm half Irish." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Go to Ireland and show me where you're going to go and say that, and they're going to treat you like you're Irish. But you come to where we are, because here's the thing.
No, Irish technically. Maybe Scottish or that, but Irish.
I'm talking about based upon
He's a paddy.
No, I'm saying whether if you're mixed race, the hue of black, so you can go from the darkest of Sudanese black, Ghanaian black, to the light of do you get me? And you could be even lighter, almost albino, but
you just point in that direction. You just
So what?
You're still likely to be classed as black.
Yeah.
I just haven't got a tan right now.
Yeah. So my thing is this, isn't it? It's just like
big up the palm coloured family, man. We love you, lot.
Like I believe in a Pan-Africanism. Okay. Like if you're half, you're still black. As long as you identify with the fact that you're black, is it? Because I don't do that one where someone is.
That's not good. Because there's an issue with it. Yeah. I hear where you're coming from a good place. The reason why it's not good is, okay, I'm black. My mum is from South Africa. My dad is from let's say Nigeria, where I'm from. Mm-hmm. So my family, grandparents, we're all Nigerian. As far as we know, we're all black African. And then I've got little Tommy here whose mum is white. Right now, London podcast say we're shooting and we got a space for a black man, and they're doing an audition. We got a film and we want a black lead role, and then I go up for it, Ollie goes up for it, Chyna goes up for it, and then Tommy goes up for it. And Tommy gets it. Mm-hmm. But that's not necessarily going to work out in our favor as a community, because what we start seeing is there's this over-representation of the light-skinned person to represent the black family, right? And then the dark-skinned people, they feel like, and then furthermore, you actually have other heritage too, so you're not just black. And this has happened before when there's been...
Why are you coming for me?
No, I love you, but this has happened before when it comes to school places.
Yeah.
And government funding. Yeah, and it's been allocated for certain groups, and then we find that the biracial, the multiracial people are able to jump and claim from every pot now. Do you know what I mean? Because
there's also like a privilege of having a background that's more privileged.
Right.
But let me tell you what the other side of that coin, right? My experience is actually kind of sad, because the same way that you say, who's going to claim you? Go to the white side, are they going to claim? The black side doesn't claim me either.
You see that?
And that's the thing.
He said you're different.
But I think you shouldn't be claimed in that same way.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. And this is the thing. People sometimes kind of like, they don't realize ultimately the race is never going to be the problem. It's all going to come down to the culture, because the culture dictates your identity, and obviously with culture comes race. Because my mom is white, she's blonde, green eyes. You'd never believe that this woman is an African woman, but she is, and that's why I grew up to be mixed race but belong to Africa. Yeah, that's why I identify as black, because it's easier. You see, it's easier. But I am not black.
So have you found like interracial relationships easier for you then?
I can only do interracial because I have I'm mixed, and then I'm Portuguese
and
Angolan.
But you don't date white man though.
I don't, and that comes down to the cultural foundation, because I am African. Yeah. So the only way that I probably think that I'll be compatible with a white man as it is would be if he has African experience.
I don't think so.
So then...
No, he does. My mom's white.
Can I ask you a question?
She dances better than you, know.
So guys.
And you're fool.
We do on our show. There's also a section that we do about accountability. So I want to do that with you guys. So, both of you guys are advocates for dating interracially, right? Can I say that?
I'm not an advocate.
Before we get there, can I ask? I'm
not an
curious.
Advocate. No.
I'm so sorry to cut you off. Just quickly.
No, you're not.
Give me 3 standards that your culture demands of the person you're meant to be marrying. Your culture demands of it if you're going to abide by it. You're Nigerian.
You're asking us to?
Yes.
Where
are you from?
Ghana.
Okay, so we share one. Mm-hmm. She can cook.
Yeah,
cook.
That's a standard, right?
Gots to cook.
Next,
marriage.
I would say...
Marriage. Standard.
I would say, marriage is expected in my culture.
Yeah, but for you to even get to marriage now?
To get to marriage, I think just to be cooked.
Maybe religious.
Religious is a cultural standard.
It helps.
Has to believe in something.
Spiritual.
It counts for something.
More so.
I hate them spiritual girls with the crystals and the chakra. Oh my god.
Okay, no.
It's more like
they're bad though, but
and they're stinky sage.
Okay, cool. Let's stay on track.
Sage stinks.
Good sex, but they're crazy.
No sage, cooking.
There may be an element of humility.
So
being humble.
Humility.
I would say manners.
manners.
I would say manners, your etiquette, because this is the main
Auntie,
thing. When she steps
uncle.
in, when she leaves, that's what they're gonna say. Oh, she's a nice girl. Oh, she's very, very
respectful.
red. You know, did she offer to help? Did she this? Did she that? What's she
Helpful.
like? And then also her family.
Her
Yeah.
Okay, I
family.
like
Right?
that.
Yeah.
That's it.
She needs a good relationship with her dad.
Manners,
Some-
family.
yeah.
And where they from,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, if you look at it historically, these questions are supposed to help avoid diseases and problems coming into your bloodline.
Yes.
So, you know, is there any, you know, oh, they have sickle cell in their thing, they might say, right, that's an issue, you know, mental
that's-
health or something.
yeah.
Kwame, give me some accountability in the interracial relationships you guys have done.
When you
Or
say
you've been involved in.
accountability,
I don't
like,
know, you know,
like where there's been an issue with
yeah,
it or
well,
something?
just where you know, you probably should have known better, or you know, or
Do you
where,
know what?
or where you made a mistake or blindsided.
I decided to date a Becky, and that was the worst mistake I made.
She called me the N-word. No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I tell you what. When I was, I remember being very young, about 17, and I went to Stratford, Mr. Byright. Yeah, one shop, you know, Mr. Byright. Yeah, and I remember I was trying to get a suit because my mum was getting remarried, and for some strange reason, the most attractive Italian woman approached me and just started chatting to me. She said she wanted to buy my suit, she wanted to buy my clothes and all of that, and I'm thinking, she on me. I don't get this, right?
So after she bought it,
She actually didn't, but she didn't buy it from me. I'd already purchased it, but I told her, and she was like, "Look, I just want to hang with you. I'm from Earls Court. I really like you." I was 17.
Good stock, Earls Court.
Yeah, and I'm just some dude from Leighton. So you know, she got on a bus with me, came back to my area.
And she wasn't bougie. Got on the bus too.
She got on the bus as well, and nothing happened like intimate wise. You know, we just spoke and hung out, and I was kind of baffled by it.
So
but
what did you do wrong?
but what I found interesting is when I got on the bus to go from Stratford to Leighton, we were that black and white that was sat in the back of the bus. And
did you sit downstairs?
No, we sat upstairs. I went upstairs and I sat in the back. I was 17. You know when you're young, that's just the normal
that's
spot.
the spot.
So I just sat there with her. It was a summer's day as well. Summer dress, sandals she had on. And I remember some West Indian ladies came on. Some Caribbean ladies came onto the top of the bus.
Aunties them.
And the aunties them. And straight away,
were
they
like-
started ripping into me. Do you know what I mean? And at that point there, I felt a way about myself. And I'm thinking, this is not even my girl. I'm just like hanging out with her and so forth.
Yeah.
But I didn't take an energy of, what is your problem? That's
You're like,
ignorant.
oh no, I got caught slipping.
Right. So that for me was like a real checking point for myself. But ever since then, bro, like I've always been in interracial relationships. There was a point where I was like, right, I'm going to date Ghana. And I never met really like a Ghanaian woman. So I'll say majority of relationships I've been in have been with Jamaican women.
Okay.
And it's been something that I love. Maybe because I went school under a West Indian school, so some of the culture, cooking, chat, all of that, I'm cool
The
with
jerk
it.
chicken got your heart.
The jerk chicken, the curry chicken, all of that.
It's
But
true.
also as well, I find that they have a strong affinity towards Africa.
Yeah.
So they want to know about Africa. They call themselves, they say they're from there originally. So it's almost like intertwining with you and your family. There's a learning thing there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jedi.
Parallel.
Yeah.
What about you, man? Interracial relationships, some accountability in the woman that you chose in the relationships. What happened?
Accountability.
Yes,
Like
please.
you mean like? What do you mean?
Yeah,
Where
like
you've gone wrong.
Where
you
you've gone
think,
wrong.
Do you know what? I slipped up when it comes to
No,
knowing
I
other
picked.
things.
I picked wrong. You know, like
No, I know he knows many situations. I can tell.
No, I can't say no because there's no real regrets in anything I've done or anyone I've been with. It's been a learning experience. Just it's funny just to get off what Kwame said though about he's been with mainly Jamaican women. I think that would be like my kind of story too. You know, I've it's been there's nothing.
Why do you think that is though?
It's
bruv?
just I'm from Peckham, South
Yeah.
London. There's loads of Jamaican
more.
women around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just whatever. And they're beautiful. They're
Yeah.
fucking buff,
They're
innit?
beautiful, yeah.
So, and I feel like a lot of the time there's more Jamaican women in the places I've been socializing than Nigerian women. But I've managed to catch one or two.
Jedi, do you know what I think as well? I think they're also, it's minor for them, maybe it's culturally, to tell you they think you're buff. So if you're in a room full of mix, they won't waste no time to come and tell you or let you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I'm
You're
not gonna
like
say.
a
I'm not gonna.
little bit-
That's what I found.
I'm not gonna say that. But yeah,
He
look.
likes to get moved to. Pay attention, ladies. Take note.
No, I never said that either. I never said that. Don't be putting words in my mouth, Dinalva. No, but what I am actually trying to say is that one of the experiences I had with a lady that I was with for a good few years was on Christmas Day. I'd gone to her family. We were chilling with her family, and
we're having a good time, and I'm just like holding down the dinner table. I'm running jokes left, right, and centre. Granny's in tears, mum's in tears, little bruv's in tears. We're just laughing. I'm just being this entertainer guy. It was great. And then someone was laughing. Yeah, because, you know, something, Nigeria, something. The granny was saying, what?
Yeah.
What I said? I said, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, Nigeria is. I said, you're from Nigeria? I said, yeah. I never spoke to the granny ever again.
Wow.
She never said another word to me ever again.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was basically like the beginning of the end of the relationship.
And you see, he was defending, you guys were defending Jamaicans.
come to realize, not
same.
every...
Yeah, but that was probably pre-baby boomer generation, though, isn't it?
No, I'm just saying, not every... No,
So
it was
what
the other
did you
day.
do wrong? Where's your lesson?
Not to crack too many jokes.
I don't think I've done anything wrong.
Just know that Nigerians are not welcome in all homes.
In all
Okay,
homes,
fine.
yeah,
Accountability.
Yeah, guys, Nigerians are not welcome anyway. And guys,
No, I wouldn't say that.
Where you from, bro?
Cameroon.
Yeah.
We're like the upgraded version. West stuff. So, like, and I think that's a good way to kind of end it on the fact that,
Where's
you know,
your accountability? Don't try and end
what
it
do you
without
mean?
you.
Nah,
telling us.
you know,
Where's
escaping
your thing?
talent.
there's no
Where's
kind of,
your accountability?
You always
Let's see
try to
where
do
you
this.
slipped up.
Okay,
Yes.
there's no slipping up. My accountability is this: you know, I once dated a Punjabi girl. To be fair, I thought she was a lighty when I first met her, because you know some of these girls, they look really light. I thought she was a lighty. I thought she was. To be fair, I feel she was lighty fishing. You know, like black fishing, but lighty fishing. But she was anyway. I didn't know. And to be fair, she taught me quite a bit of Punjabi. Shashika, Twana Punjabi Andi, Tori Punjabi, Dusitike. Yeah, so she taught me quite a bit of Punjabi. So you can tell I was invested anyway. Cut a long story short, is we were speaking about, you know, kids and what have you not, and then, you know, because I was like serious, and then she said, what would the kids be? I said, oh, they'll be black. And then she started doing that thing, oh, they're going to be Blindian, Blasian, this, that, whatever. So I was saying to her, no, they're going to be black because society's going to treat them as black. If they go into Punjab, in there, people are going to treat us black. And then, you know, and then one of my friends said to me, bro, why you keep arguing about this? Just get yourself a black girl. And at that point, why are you trying to beef someone and trying to change someone into mindset of you? You're having this problem because you're trying to go and convert someone into. If that's the way she thinks, and that's fine. And if
She was right though.
No, but I'm saying to you is the fact remains is I know.
To even have that conversation.
Listen, I work like I have a lot of Asian friends I work with in the community. I know that child will be not welcome with the same way we work in the black community, and I just know that. So why am I gonna argue with the mother of the child when she's already not gonna listen prior to it? So at that point, let me take up accountability for the woman I'm dating. So I left the scenario, because why are you gonna be there trying to argue when the baby comes? Now you're trying to the child's gonna have a messed up identity. So that's my accountability.
Before you go on, just quickly, real quick, I just wanted to say that I'm not an advocate for.
Listen, I felt like this episode, the person that's most qualified to speak has been cut off too much. Come on, go on, continue.
I'm not an advocate for interracial relationships. I think that every of these relationships should be taken on a person by person basis, and I wouldn't want to promote it because I think there's an importance to cultural integrity, national integrity, and all these type of things. I think there's a place for.
Yeah, I feel this episode was lacking black love. I don't know. I don't feel like there was a lot of that in this episode. I feel this episode was lacking a lot of black love. I feel as if we spoke.
You asked us about interracial relationships. Did you want black
basically-
love?
I know,
What the
right?
hell are you not chatting about,
Talking
bro?
about black or white.
No, we asked for this subject.
And we both said we date black
So
women.
let me tell you something.
That's
I'll
right.
just
Go on.
end this very well.
Go
Due
on.
to cultural integrity and patriotism, I'm very aware that I have made my dating pool this small because I will only go for an African man. And at
What's
that,
the size of your dating pool again?
Sub-Saharan African.
What's the size of your dating pool?
Small.
Because
Sub-Saharan
African
African only, and that's my
men. You got a
accountability.
lot of African men to choose from.
Listen, I know I do, but you know.
What's the biggest quality you like about
And let me
African
just say
men?
as well, there's a lot of
African
us
men?
that are actually mixed heritage anyway.
Let me tell you what it is that I like about African men.
Go on.
That's all I have to say.
So guys, my name is Chyna. I'm the man name's voice. We've come to the
Fetish,
end of this
fetish.
episode.
Safe.
I want to thank my co-host over here.
Muchas gracias.
I want to big thank you to Kwame on the right hand side, and
Yes.
big thank you to Jedi. So guys,
Much
please make sure you like, you comment, subscribe to our channel, turn notification bell so you never ever miss an upload, and make sure you share the channel with your friends. And we are out.
Besos.
But.
First season is sadly over.
But don't worry, because we will be back.
With more scenarios,
Expectations versus reality.
and of course my fave, accountability.
So you all know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell.